If you have spent decades worrying, and let's be honest, most people who have lived long enough have spent a significant portion of those decades in worry of one kind or another, then this message is going to give you something that worry never could. Permission. Permission to put down the specific worries that have been stealing your peace, your sleep, and your precious remaining time. Because Buddha was extraordinarily specific about the things that do not deserve your energy at any stage of life, and especially not in the stage where time has become the most visibly finite and the most clearly irreplaceable resource you have. The first thing Buddha said stop worrying about is what people think of you. At this point in your life, after everything you have been through, everything you have survived, everything you have built and lost and rebuilt, you have more than earned the right to stop performing for an audience. Buddha taught, do not seek the approval of others for your own peace. And if this truth was important at 30, it is urgent at 60. The opinions of people who do not know the full story of your life, who have not walked a single mile of your particular road, have no legitimate claim on your peace. Let them think what they think. You know what you have been through. You know what it cost you. You know who you are. That knowing is enough. The second thing to stop worrying about is the past that cannot be changed. Buddha said, do not dwell in the past. This is not the instruction of someone who does not understand how heavy the past can become. It is the instruction of someone who understood that the only thing carrying the past forward costs you is the present. The decisions you made with the understanding you had at the time were the best decisions that version of you was capable of making. You did not have the wisdom then that you have now. Nobody does. Compassion for your younger self, genuine, honest, complete compassion, is not weakness. It is the prerequisite for peace. The third thing to stop worrying about is the future that may never arrive. Research consistently shows that the vast majority of things people worry about never actually happen. And for the things that do happen, worry did not prevent them. It only stole the peace of the time before they arrived. Buddha taught, do not dream of the future. The future is not a place you can visit or prepare for through worry. It is a place you arrive at through living well right now. The best preparation for whatever future comes is not worry. It is presence. It is the cultivation of a mind so grounded, so clear, so genuinely at peace that it can meet whatever arrives, expected or unexpected, welcome or unwelcome, with equanimity rather than panic. The fourth thing to stop worrying about is whether you did enough, whether you were a good enough parent, a good enough partner, a good enough person. Buddha taught you did the best you could with the awareness and the resources you had at the time. That is not a lowering of the bar. That is the honest truth. You were human. You made mistakes. So did every single person who has ever lived. The measure of a life is not the absence of mistakes. It is the presence of genuine love, genuine effort, and genuine growth. By that measure, the only honest measure, you almost certainly did far better than your inner critic has been giving you credit for. The fifth thing to stop worrying about is your body's changes. Buddha was profoundly practical about the aging body. He taught, the body is impermanent. Its changes are not failures. They are the natural unfolding of a life that was actually lived. Every mark on an aging body is evidence of experience. Every physical limitation is evidence of time that was spent. The obsession with youth, with maintaining a body that looks as though it has not yet experienced life, is a cultural madness that Buddha saw clearly and rejected completely. Your body carried you through everything. Honor it. Care for it, and stop measuring its current state against a younger version that existed in completely different circumstances. The sixth thing to stop worrying about is whether you are still relevant, whether the world still needs what you have to offer, whether your best contributions are behind you. Buddha said, the elder who has lived with wisdom has more to offer the world than a young person full of energy but empty of experience. Your relevance does not decrease with age, it deepens. The conversations you can have, the perspective you can offer, the presence you can bring. None of these diminish with time. They become richer, more textured, more genuinely useful. You are not less relevant. You are differently relevant, and in ways that nothing and no one younger can replicate. The seventh and final thing to stop worrying about is dying. This is the deepest one, and Buddha addressed it with more sustained attention than any other teacher in human history. He did not promise an afterlife. He did not offer comfortable fictions. What he offered was something both more honest and more genuinely comforting than either of those. He said, "The person who has lived fully, loved genuinely, been present consistently, and grown honestly has nothing to fear from death. Because death does not erase a life that was actually lived. It completes it. And a completed life, a life that was genuinely inhabited, genuinely expressed, genuinely shared, is not diminished by its ending. It is defined by its fullness. Stop worrying, start living. Right now. Today. With whatever time remains, which may be more than you think, and which deserves to be spent in the presence of what actually matters, rather than the anxiety of what might go wrong." Buddha said, "Life is short. Use it wisely. Use it lovingly. Use it fully. Starting now. Save this and share it with a senior in your life who deserves to put down the weight of a lifetime of worry. Subscribe to Tathagata Wisdom, because every single day we bring you the wisdom that gives you permission to finally, completely, peacefully live.